Okay, let's just dive right in because today we are doing something incredibly special. I want you to consider us your personal behind-the-scenes marketing strategists. We're pulling back the curtain to give you an exclusive sneak peek into a definitive roadmap. It's a literal secret weapon of an ebook called writing content that sells without sounding salesy. We are skipping all the fluff, right? We're getting straight to those high-octane, premium strategies that top-tier copywriters use to actually convert readers into buyers. So if you're ready to completely transform how you write, this explainer is exactly where you need to be.
Let's start right here with a quick question. Ever felt kind of cringy trying to sell? Look, we've all been there. You write this absolutely fantastic piece of content, right? But then it comes time for the pitch. Suddenly, your fingers just freeze over the keyboard. Your shoulders tense up, you type something out, delete it immediately, and end up sounding like some late-night cheesy infomercial. It's that awful, heavy guilt of feeling like a spray-and-pray marketer, desperately pushing a product and just hoping someone, anyone, clicks buy. You know your product is incredible, but the actual physical friction of asking for the sale, it just feels wrong. You feel seen, right?
And there is a very real reason why it feels so bad. The source material validates this perfectly with this exact thought. Every overly promotional message you send erodes the relationship you've worked so hard to build. Boom! That ebook completely validates your frustration. Let's be real, your audience is smart, they're skeptical, and honestly, they're exhausted by hype. The harder you push with those old-school traditional tactics, the faster they raise their defensive shields. And just like that, all that hard-earned trust, it just vanishes.
So let's get into Chapter 1's aha moment, the empathy engine.
Here's the incredible insight that completely changes how you view selling. The ultimate sales engine isn't some clever ninja tactic. It's empathy. You stop seeing it as aggressively pushing a product, and you start seeing it as deeply understanding your customer's job to be done. Think about it. They aren't really buying a lawnmower, are they? No. They are hiring a machine to get their Saturday mornings back and have the absolute best yard on the block. When you frame your copy around that deep underlying need, you don't even have to sell. You're just offering the exact solution they are already searching for in their own minds. This shortcut literally eliminates all that friction we just talked about.
Now, the ebook outlines 4 invisible benefits to this audience-centric approach: reduced friction, decreased perceived risk, heightened word of mouth, and extended customer lifetime value. But hey, the proof is always in the data, right? There's this brilliant example in the text of a SaaS startup that was seriously struggling with conversions. They didn't go out and hire some flashy, expensive ad agency. Nope. They just rewrote their homepage using the verbatim, exact phrases they heard during customer interviews. And the result? No way, right? Their bounce rates instantly dropped by 38% and demo requests spiked by 42%. Why? Because their website stopped sounding like corporate marketing and started sounding like their customers' own inner thoughts. All right, moving on to Chapter 2's aha moment, the voiceprint of authenticity.
So, empathy is great for sure, but if you sound like literally everyone else on the internet, you're invisible. You need to establish rock-solid voice guardrails based on your core values and specific linguistic markers. This guarantees that your brand never sounds generic. We're talking about a voice manifesto, a do's and don'ts framework, and a super clever tone dial to adjust your mood based on context without losing your core personality. This is the exact same sophisticated premium playbook that massive companies like MailChimp use. It's how they scale their distinct, friendly voice across hundreds of writers without ever sounding corporate or stiff. It is literally the difference between just guessing and having a scalable, professional system. Now, Chapter 3 is where things get almost magical. The aha moment here? Story, the silent salesperson.
Listen, there is a massive premium gap between generic, free internet advice and curated frameworks. Generic advice tells you to just list facts and features, but you know what that does? It activates the analytical, threat-seeking part of your buyer's brain, the exact part that actively looks for objections. But curated narrative immersion, it bypasses those sales alarms entirely. It triggers oxytocin, the trust hormone, and creates what the author calls narrative transportation. The reader completely drops their defenses. It's exactly like what Patagonia did with their Worn Wear campaign. Sharing those incredible adventure stories of pre-loved jackets summiting mountains, that completely obliterates dry, generic internet advice every single time.
And here's the best part. The ebook doesn't just give you abstract theory. It gives you the exact proprietary 3-part conversational narrative framework to build these stories yourself. Step 1. Introduce a relatable hero facing the exact same pain points as your reader. Step 2. Introduce rising tension by carefully layering in specific, precise frustrations. And Step 3. Deliver a transformational payoff that provides both tangible results and real emotional relief. This structure is wild because it maps flawlessly to human psychology, persuading the reader without a single ounce of salesy pressure.
To really see this insider framework in action, the book walks you through the story of May, a freelance designer. Step 1. May is totally overwhelmed, staring blankly at a portfolio website every Sunday night. Step 2. The tension. She's scrambling to build one-off presentation decks for her dream clients, bleeding time and just sweating with anxiety. Then, Step 3. The payoff. She finds a specific portfolio template system, gets her site live in 90 minutes flat, and lands the big pitch. Notice something? The product isn't the hero. May is. The product simply enabled her success. And honestly, that is exactly how you sell softly.
Moving right along to Chapter 4's aha moment, ethical persuasion triggers.
Okay, we need to clear something up. Persuasion isn't inherently evil. It's just a tool. There's this premium cheat sheet pulled straight from the pages that outlines the big 4 triggers, and the ebook teaches you how to ethically flip them. You guide a buyer, you don't manipulate them. So reciprocity means giving genuinely useful gifts, not guilt-laden bribes. Authority, that means showcasing real, earned expertise, not inflated fake claims. Social proof means sharing mini stories from real users, not buying fake 5-star bots. And scarcity means communicating actual, real-world limits, like, say, only having 10 coaching slots available, not utilizing gross artificial FMO tactics. And to make absolutely sure you never cross that line, the book provides this brilliant little pre-flight checklist. It's the 3-question ethics check. Is it true? Is it clear? Is it helpful? The text shares this crazy cautionary tale of a fashion brand that used a fake countdown timer on their site. When the timer hit 0, it just reset. Well, customers obviously noticed, they felt manipulated, and boom, trust was permanently destroyed.
Finally, Chapter 5 brings it all together with our last aha moment, structure that sells softly.
Look, you can have all the empathy in the world and truly great stories, but if your structure is clunky, you lose them. You need magnetic headlines that earn the reader's crucial micro-yes, that split-second permission they give you to read the very next line. Just compare a weak, generic headline like email marketing tips for small businesses, boring, completely ignorable, right? To a truly magnetic one. How 3 overwhelmed solopreneurs doubled their opens without writing more emails. That completely proves the transformation you are going to experience in your own writing when you apply the frameworks hidden inside this ebook. It is literally the difference between being scrolled past and being read word for word.
So let's talk about what is really at stake here right now. $5. That is the entire barrier to entry. I want you to think back to that physical tension we talked about at the very beginning. Think about the lost sales, the abandoned shopping carts, the unsubscribes because your copy pushed just a little too hard, the cost of staying stuck, of continuing to guess and feeling cringy every single time you ask for a sale. That cost is infinitely higher than this ridiculous $5 investment. This is the ultimate shortcut. You've seen the premium frameworks, you've seen the underlying psychology, and you absolutely know the gap between generic internet advice and curated expert strategies. It is time to make the shift and completely transform your content. Seriously, don't wait on this. So the only question left is, will you keep guessing and writing copy that gets ignored? Or are you ready to finally write words that actually sell? $5ebookhub.com. Fuel your mind for less than the cost of a morning coffee.